Hi everyone, welcome to your bite-sized Yoga Rhapsody practice. If we haven't met before, my name is Jem and this is Paul.
Kia ora.
And today's short practice is going to be focused around our feet and our ankles. There's a couple of things you might need for this practice, and that is a ball of some sort. You might have like a tennis ball hanging around or something similar. And also, if you don't have a yoga block, then a couple of cans, doesn't matter what's in them, a couple of cans could be useful. I've also got a cushion just in case. And at the end of my practice, I'm going to look to put my feet up. And if you're by your couch, then that's perfect. You can use the couch, or if you've got a chair or a stool close by, that would work just as well. Okay. So why are we concentrating on our feet today? Well, I believe that sometimes this part of our body gets left out a little bit. We're not always that proud of our feet or complimentary of our feet. And yet, this is our foundation of this body. This is our connection between us and the earth, and a beautiful reminder of our right, firstly, to be here on this earth, and a reminder of our belonging. This foundation that we find through our feet not only allows us to find a steadiness in stillness within this connection, but also enables us to move from A to B. And if we are lucky enough to have these feet and these legs still, then why not spend some time pouring a little bit of love and attention towards them? They bear our weight, and they often find or hold a lot of our tension. So today we will look to try and bring a little bit of aliveness to these feet, a little bit of mobilization and some release, so that we can let them relax, let them perhaps find a bit more space and spread out, but essentially strengthen our connection with here and Mother Earth. So we'll start, and we're going to start standing. Once you've found a place to stand, take hold of your ball, and we'll just pop it on the ground. But before we do anything with this ball, I just want you to close your eyes and allow all of your weight to pour into your feet. Soften the knees, and see if you can let even more weight travel down towards the soles of your feet. Pick up all 10 toes, spread them wide. Can you place them down one at a time from pinky all the way to the big toe? And now start to press the floor away using the weight and the connection that you have in your feet. As you do that, you feel the legs straighten. Perhaps the thighs turn on. Maybe a little lift of the belly and the heart. A breath here. How does it feel to be in this body? How does it feel right now to be on this earth? Whatever comes up for you, whatever you might be feeling, I'm going to ask you to hold this body or this bubble of life around this body with a sense of love, patience and understanding. Great. Opening your eyes, bringing one of your feet or a foot to this ball. And all I want you to do is press towards the ball and start to roll out. As you roll out, we're looking for any parts of the foot that might feel a bit sticky, a little tense, that might want you to grit your teeth slightly, relax the jaw, and spend some time with those parts. Can you keep the breath flowing naturally? Just notice what you notice.
So now I can see beyond the common flaws, for here we're human. what was expressed beyond the words themselves. Down here there used to
Couple more breaths here.
we had a lengthy conversation. You invited me in to share the riches where the joy and fear begin.
Pause, bring that foot to the floor, close the eyes. What do you
And we
notice?
listen.
Let this foot express itself. Let it reach out and find a little bit more earth to connect. Nice, opening the eyes, bringing your foot, or the other foot now, to your ball and moving around gently. See where you can add a little bit more weight or pressure, getting in between the bony bits as well as the sticky bits here. Soft jaw, slow, steady breath.
The silence deepens as the space expands inside this room and inside the skin wherein the world demands our attention.
A few more breaths.
And when we release our expectation,
Being thorough, making sure there's nowhere you've missed.
we're invited in to share the riches where the joy and fear begin.
Bring that foot to the ground, close the eyes, pull your weight to your
If we
feet.
listen,
Waiting for the response of this foot and the spreading.
you may hear that you and I are more alike than the stories we told. You may feel the common force behind this life that we know. And we may find the time to cultivate the strength to let go.
Opening the eyes when you're ready. And allowing this new connection that you have with your feet. Just allowing that to exist. So the body-mind connection, but also the body-earth connection. Feet slightly apart, we're just going to bring our hands to our knees and start to rock around in a wee circle here. Pouring your weight to the outer inner ankles forward and back. Take it slowly and then move in the opposite direction. Notice as you do this where you might contract in some way or try and avoid what we might be feeling and experiencing. You might feel that in the belly, the jaw. The thoughts might take you away. You're more than welcome to stay here doing this in this position or come down a little bit further, bend your knees. If your heels come off the mat, so be it. Hands on the earth, and we're just going to rock forward and back. And then come back to the circle. It is in this part of the body, like other parts, that we can experience discomfort. And if we think about the life around us, it's not unusual to feel discomfort. There's a lot happening right now. There's a lot of pain and discomfort out around us. We can listen and understand
more alike than the stories we
from a
told.
place of love.
You may feel the common force behind this life that we
Listening
know.
to these feet, these ankles.
We may find the time to cultivate the strength to let go.
Beautiful. And pause. If you're up high, we're going to come down a little bit lower. Keeping your toes tucked, let's bring our knees to the mat. Hands out in front of you, gentle push or press with the hands. You'll feel the feet talk a little bit louder now. When they speak, all this conversation happens through sensation, through feeling, this felt sense. We quieten our own voice so that we can hear what the feet have to say, let them express themselves. Holding them with the place or from a place of love. 3 more breaths.
So now I can see beyond the common fouls, for here we're human. What was expressed beyond the words themselves, down here there
Come forward, untuck the toes.
we had a lengthy conversation.
Keep the feet up, wiggle the toes.
You invited me in to share,
Circle the
which
ankles.
is where the joy and fear begin. And we listen.
With your feet still hovering, place the right foot on top of the left. With the right foot on top of the left, you're looking for that bony part to nestle in between that sort of arch of the foot and the fleshy part. And then see how you feel about bringing the feet to land, maybe bringing a bit of weight sitting on your feet, using your hands to take some weight, or walking your hands up on your thighs.
Silence deepens as the space expands inside this room.
Wide, slow, expansive breath.
Inside the skin we're in, the world demands our attention.
The arch speak.
We release our expectation.
2 more breaths.
We're invited in to share the riches where the joy and fear begin.
Come forward, uncross.
If we listen,
A moment just to wiggle.
we may hear that you and I are more alike than the stories we
Cross in the
tell.
opposite direction.
We may feel the common force behind this life that we
Let the feet land, pull the weight
We
back.
may find the time to cultivate the strength to let go.
Stay here or walk your hands a little bit closer to your knees.
With the belief the game's a zero sum to divide as we're told. With the identity we wrap so tight but left us so cold. With the idea that we are anything but all pieces of one whole.
Eyes open if they're closed, bringing your weight forward onto your hands and knees. Let the feet go. A little wiggle, circle of the ankle, whatever you need to do. Alright, so see how you feel now about bringing the tops of the feet towards the earth. Walking your hands back so that you're sitting on your ankles. This might be more than enough. Or you might bring your hands a little bit further back, pick up one knee, pick up the other knee. Have your hands handy. Pop one under each shin. If you've got a yoga block, that will do too. Hands might rest on your thighs. They might come together at heart. But the ankles speak. We quieten so we can listen. Holding them in love and in patience and in understanding and in empathy. They bear and take so much.
The silence deepens as the space expands inside this room and inside the skin we're in. The world demands our attention, and when we release our expectation, we're invited in to share the riches where the joy and fear begin.
Watching the next 2 breaths.
If we listen, we may hear that you and I more alike than the stories we
Your
told.
eyes open.
may feel the common force behind this life that we know.
Hands come down.
We may find the time to welcome in the strength to let go.
You might take your props away if they're there. Come back into tabletop position. A little bit of movement. Again, being really careful. We're approaching this part of our body not only with love, but with patience and tenderness. We may have had old injuries here. So we're just listening by feeling and getting a sense of how far we can go, how long we can last. But toes are tucked now. You might send your arms further forward, use your hands to push the floor away. Let your head either rest on the floor or on top of your can or cushion. Deep, wide breaths. Allow the aliveness here to exist. Use this discomfort as a place to focus on. Maybe using the breath to go beneath the surface of that discomfort.
Now I can see beyond the common fouls, for here we're human. What was expressed beyond the words themselves, down here they're useless. But we had a lengthy conversation.
Few more breaths.
You invited me in to share the riches where the joy and fear begin.
If you're not in pain, can you stay in love? With patience.
The silence deepens as the space expands inside this room and inside the skin wherein the world demands our attention.
Gently moving forwards.
We release our expectations.
Lift your toes, wiggle the toes.
We're invited in to share the riches where the joy and fear begin.
And then we're going to set up. Coming to sit now.
Listen,
Maybe moving towards your couch or bringing your chair a little bit closer.
if we listen,
And this is where I'm going. I'm just going to bring my feet up to rest.
if we listen,
And then let my spine and head come to the earth. One hand on my heart, one hand on my belly. The feet are at ease. They're a little higher than the heart.
if we listen,
They get a different perspective here. A sense of freedom
if we listen,
and still able to express what they need to say, what they need to tell us.
if we listen,
Can we allow that, closing the eyes? Hold them in love.
if we listen. We may hear that you and I are more alike than the stories we told. We may feel the common force behind this life that we know. We may find the time to welcome in the strength to let go. The belief the game's a zero sum to divide us, we're told. With the identity we wrap so tight but left us so cold. With the idea that we are anything but all pieces of one whole.
As we allow our feet to be here at rest. Allow this full expression. We realize that we don't live in these feet. We often live in the upper part of our body, the thoughts, the mind. with this connection that we've created, these moments that we've spent here in our feet, maybe there's a deeper understanding of what they do for us, how they work, what they provide. An essential part of us, just as important as every other limb. Sending the next few breaths towards the feet, a few breaths of gratitude.
The silence deepens as the space expands inside this room and inside the skin we're in. A world demands our attention. When we release our expectation, we're invited in to share the riches where the joy and fear begin. We listen. And if we listen, if we listen.
A few breaths of gratitude to this body and the conversations that we can have here. An opportunity to listen, to experience sensation, and the experience sensation brings to us moment by moment. Little wiggle of the toes, maybe bring the feet in for a press with the hands, squeeze of the toes around the ankles. You're more than welcome to come to sit, maybe even stand, and just notice any difference that is here. Notice where the mind is at, where you feel present in your body. When we work with our feet, it's a beautiful opportunity to come back into the body and not be led out, living too far away or too far back, but to be here right now and connect with what is happening right now. From our hearts to yours, thank you so much for joining us today, for caring and attending to these feet, strengthening your connection, listening, holding yourself in love. From our hearts to yours, namaste.